He said, I followed the teachings, the preaching that you preached here. And listen to this video. It was a video that says that we need even to mistreat the leaders. Now, Pastor, you have been talking about the behavior. Now you can see the behaviors of the young people. Once you take, unapochukua chura, ni chura.
Ukagishira.
When you take it out of the river to the warm water or the maybe hot water, the first reaction is just to jump out of the hot water, because it's not usual for it to be in the hot water. When it found itself in the hot water, it will try itself now to get out of that pain. But when you take it, you put it in a cold water. Then you warm it slowly. It cannot get out of that place. It can get died from there. The reason why it can get died from there, it will be found in the environment where it is, the temperature continue to increase slowly. It will find itself being weak without the power to now jump. There are some of the behaviors that can comes in. It didn't come abruptly to us. It has come slowly. Then we feel we are as normal with it.
We are acquainted to them.
Yeah, we are acquainted to them. As when we are in the church, we don't know that it's a problem, because it's our habit. People started jumping slowly. Then they are reaching to the point they can even jump to the people, because they have done it slowly. Then you take it as usual. But among of the things you take as usual, it's not true. I should have spoken about the preaching of the message of Jesus. Then I said about salvation, because salvation and also behavior, they are different. Let me now explain. Now, salvation and also behavior, they differ. You can be saved, you can jump, you can be saved, you cannot be having a full clothes. If you are in your bathroom being naked, you are saved, which means once we try to judge people based on the clothes, then we thought that those people are pagan. But God, He watches on your heart. He sees the inside, the salvation that you have received. But the Bible, it does not tell us only this. It does not tell us about the salvation. It's a wide Bible. Those who didn't learn the word, they take just a part. They thought it's a full message. The second, can you come to the house of the Lord knowing that God is dwelling here? Then you jump the way you jump. Then you tell your people who are grown up to be silenced, to be quiet. If maybe you come here to the church, then you find God is standing on the altar. Then the gisrimba jump is the way is the one you can, or you can have a discipline. In Tunga,
niho harimo discipline.
It's where there is a discipline. A disciple, he is not shown by the discipline. Whenever you never having the discipline, you are not a disciple. Then God, Jesus said, after doing my instruction, you will be my true friends. Which means the believer, the truly believer, they don't disobey the leader. They know the value of a believer. He doesn't speak, and also you can never avoid him to speak. This is the house of the Lord. Every family, you have to know when to speak. While we were young, they used to take us to the house of the Lord. Then they speak something you know. Once you try to speak, your parents, they silence you. They say, quiet, be quiet. Be quiet. Shut up and listen. Jesus, while he was in the church, he didn't say anything. The Bible says he was sitting, then he learned. That time, it was the time to sit. To sit is what shown the discipline. Most of the people who are saved, they don't know how to sit in the house of the Lord. When you reach the church, they stand on others. There's a time to sit, a time to learn, a time to listen, a time to ask, a time to speak. If it is the time to learn, Jesus reached there the first. He was sitting, then he learned. After, they have the work responsibility in a family. There's no any family that I know which does not use their child to do something. One of the issues we have in Rwanda or somewhere else places, our children, we don't use them to work hardly. You found a family with a few children, they have the housemaid. I will explain. You think that it's that to do good for children. You are not doing good to your child. We bring the housemaid. Then your child reached to 14 years. Without even knowing how to wash the inside clothes. And also there's a person else who washes the clothes. Without knowing how to cook, the housemaid to cook. They are led to school, they are brought back from school. When you come back from school, you sleep. Then the housemaid, who are not grown up, who are not, we use them to do the hard work. They can wake up early. They can sleep late. Do you know what you are doing? We are teaching the housemaid to work. Then we are educating our children to be lazy. In the coming days, those housemaids, they will use our children to do the work. They have learned to work. They know to wake up early. They know to sleep late. They know to do in every season. He said, I know to live in a good life, also in a bad season. When they reach to the bad life, they adapt to themselves. They can work. That's the major problem we have. In the house of God, many people who are in the house of the Lord, they come and sit and go back. They don't do anything else. Even if you can talk to him, they tell you, that I've been hurt, I will never go back to. I will never go back to any department. I'll be coming to the fellowship and go back. The word of God says, We have been made by the good one. In Christ Jesus. To preach, not to teach. But I will use the shortest time possible. Continuing with the sermon of Tuesday. Then I shall proceed even in the evening. At this time I speak just a little bit.
I don't know what happened. I hear people talking. We are not used to this.
Let me read the scripture.
Ndasoma mu rurimi mpaye mvuga abafite icyongereza n'igiswahili barasoma muri Bibiliya zabo.
I will read in the language that I am preaching with, then you will read in your own Bible.
Ndasoma muri Timotheo wa mbere igice cya 3 umurongo wa 14
Timothy, First Timothy chapter 3:14 up to 15.
Biravuga ngo nkwandikiye ibyo niringiye kuzaza kugusura vuba icyakora nindamuka ntinze uru rwandiko ruzakumenyesha uko umuntu agomba kwifata mu rugo rw'Imana ni ukuvuga mu muryango w'Imana nzima ari wo nkingi ishigikiye ukuri kwayo.
The Bible said, although I hope to come to you soon, I am writing you these instructions so that if I am delayed, you will know how people ought to conduct themselves in God's household, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and the foundation of the truth.
1
Corinthians 13:11.
Bibiliya iravuga ngo abakorino ba mbere igice cya 13:11 ngo nkiri umwana muto navugaga nk'umwana muto ngatekereza nk'umwana muto nkibwira nk'umwana muto ariko maze gukura mva mu by'ubwana.
When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child,
keep reading.
I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me.
I
thank the Lord, so I am continuing with the sermon.
Kuwa kabiri navuze abantu baba mu rusengero cyangwa categories z'abantu baba mu rusengero.
On Tuesday I talked about the different categories of the people who are in the church.
Nahereye ku bantu baba hanze y'urusengero ariko akenshi twita abanyetorero.
I started from the people living outside, but we call them the people of the church.
Hanyuma ngera ku bantu bamaze gukizwa mu rusengero.
Then also I proceeded to the people who are a believer who are in the church.
Nkomeza imbere ngera ku bakristo basha.
Then I proceeded to the new believer.
Mvuga abakristo bato.
Then I spoke about the little believer.
Mvuga noneho n'aba disciples cyangwa abigishwa.
Also I spoke about the disciples.
Hanyuma mvuga n'aba leaders mu nzu y'Imana.
Also I spoke about the leaders in the church in the house of the Lord.
The purpose
intego
was to tell people about those categories so that they can find themselves among those.
Kwari kubwira abantu ivyo bice bitandukanye kwa ngo babashe kwisanga muri abo rero.
Hanyuma ikintu gishimije twavuze,
something pleasant that we talked.
Twavuze n'imirimo bagomba gukorerwa.
We talked about the work they should do or they can be done.
Allow me to use English because my colleague is better in the other language. You are?
Yeah, it's okay.
Naringize ngo muruhure nkoresha icyongereza ko numvaga ariho wenda byamworohera.
I try to be faster. It's okay. Thank you.
So narimo mvuga ngo byari ngombwa yuko tuganira ku ziciro biri mu itorero.
It was better for us to talk about the different categories of the church.
Kugira ngo tumenye ukuntu dutangira kuvugana n'abanyetorero buri muntu amenya aho yisanga.
So that we may know how to start talking to the people of the church and find yourself in your position. There's a time we say that we take our church as a usual. But we found ourselves, we don't know the church. I said we'll speak about the character, the behaviors in the house of the Lord. That is what I will share today. in the world called a church as a family.
Itorero Nkumuryango.
A church as a family.
Kuko niryo jambo rikomeye numva nshaka kuvugana nawe.
It is the key word that I want to talk with you.
Hari ibintu dutangiye kumenyera ariko bitari byiza.
Something that you take as usual but which is not like that.
Nkiva hano wa munsi.
When I left here that day,
ngo kuwa gatatu nimugoroba,
on Wednesday in the evening,
hari umuntu wanyohereje aka video.
There was a person who sent an audio.
Ngo nakurikiye inyigisho wabwirije hari yakayone.
He said, I followed the teachings, the preaching that you preached here.
Ureba aka video uko kavuga.
And listen to this video.
Naka video kavuga abantu bavuga yuko bagomba kurira abapasteri cyangwa bagomba kubahota ukuntu.
It was a video that says that we need even to mistreat the leaders.
Nkaho yashaka kumbwira ni uri muravuga imyitwarire ngiyo rero wayibonye.
Now pastor, you have been talking about the behavior. Now you can see the behaviors of the young people.
Ufite igikeri,
once you take
ufashe igikeri,
unapochukua chura ni chura
ukagishira mu mazi ashushe.
When you take it out of the river to the warm water or the maybe hot water,
reaction ya mbere gikora ni ugusimba kiyavamo.
The first reaction is just to jump out of the hot water because it's not usual for it to be in the hot water. When it found itself in the hot water, it will try itself now to get out of that pain. But when you take it, you put it in a cold water. Then you warm it slowly. It cannot get out of that place. It can get died from there. The reason why it can get died from there, it will be found in the environment where it is. The temperature continues to increase slowly. It will be found itself being weak without the power to now jump. There are some of the behaviors that can come in. It didn't come abruptly to us. It has come slowly. Then we feel we are as normal with it.
We are acquainted to them.
Yeah, we are acquainted to them. As when we are in the church, we don't know that it's a problem because it's our habit. People started jumping slowly. Then they are reaching to the point they can even jump to the people because they have done it slowly. Then you take it as usual. But among of the things you take as usual, it's not true. There's something else that I want to talk. Preaching about the behaviors in the church as the grown-ups servant, it's not even the preaching I should stand with. I should have spoken about the preaching of the message of Jesus. Then I said about salvation. Because salvation and also behavior, they are different. Let me now explain. Now, salvation and also behavior, they differ. You can be saved, you can jump, you can be saved, you cannot be having a full clothes. If you are in your bathroom being naked, you are saved, which means once we try to judge people based on the clothes, then we thought that those people are pagan. But God, He watches on your heart. He sees the inside, the salvation that you have received. But the Bible, it does not tell us only this. It does not tell us about the salvation. It's a wide Bible. Those who didn't learn the word, they take just a part. They thought it's a full message.
Paulo yandikira Timotheo.
Then Paul wrote to Timothy
mu nzandiko ze ebyiri
in his 2 scriptures, epistles,
n'amagambo ane akomeye.
which are made by 4 words.
Ijambo rya mbere,
The first part,
yamwandikiye amumenyesha,
he wrote to him, announcing to him
ni ibintu bireba no kurera no kurinda umukumbi.
things concerning keeping the flocks.
Muze kureba igice cya mbere cy'igitabo cya mbere kuva ku murongo wa mbere.
You will see the first chapter from verse 1.
Niyo teme ya mbere ikomeye.
That was the first theme.
Umuntu arera kandi agakuza akarinda n'umukumbi w'Imana.
How you can raise and keep the flocks of the Lord.
Bivuga ngo abo ni abantu bakijijwe,
Which means those are people who are saved,
ariko bagomba kurerwa,
but who have to be now raised.
bakanarindwa.
They can be kept.
Timotheo yasanze ari ngombwa ko abimenya.
Then Timothy found himself now to be well known about them.
Paulo aramwandikira arabimubwira.
Then Paul wrote about them, announcing to him.
Icya kabiri kigize ruriya rwanda ziriya nzandiko zombi.
The second one about the 2 scriptures, epistles.
Ni amakuru yo kubaha Imana.
It was the preachings about how to obey God.
Ayo makuru nayo arayabwira abantu bakijijwe.
And also he was telling the people who are grown up in
Nyuma yo
salvation.
gukizwa,
After being saved,
dusabwa gukomeza kubaha Imana.
we need to keep on obeying to
Icyo
God.
nacyo ni ikibwirizwa.
That is even another preaching.
Tubwira abantu gukizwa gusa,
We don't only tell people to be
ariko
saved.
tubwira abantu ngo
We tell people
niba
that
mwarakijijwe,
if you are saved,
mubaha Imana nyabyo.
obey your God truly.
Sinzi umuntu
I don't know a person
wowe ari mu muryango w'Imana
who can be in a family of God.
akajya gutera ibiraka kwa Satani.
Then you can go to do your job to the Satanist
Paulo
place.
yarimo abwira Timotheo ngo rero mwubahe Imana.
Paul was telling Timothy to obey God.
Igice cya gatatu cy'iziriya zandiko
Part 3 of those epistles,
kivuga hejuru yo kwihanganira ibigeragezo.
it is speaking about perseverance of the temptation.
Wageze ku musaraba,
A person who has reached, a Christian who has gone to the cross,
kwihanganira ibigeragezo.
you need to persevere the temptation.
Hari igihe tubwira abantu agakiza bagakizwa,
There's a time we speak about salvation ourselves,
hanyuma ntitubabwire kurerwa no gukurira mu bigeragezo.
then we don't tell them how to be growing up in temptation.
Ubwo ni ubutumwa bwa Kristo.
It is another message about Christ.
Reka dukomere Imana yacu.
Clap for the Lord.
Icya kane yamubwiye,
The fourth one, he told him,
yamubwiye hejuru yo kwigisha ijambo ry'Imana.
he told him about to teach the word of
Yamubwira ngo
God.
ujye uvuga ubutumwa
He said, preach the
mu gihe
gospel
gikwiye,
in a right
igihe
time,
kidakwiye.
in an rightful time.
Ariko iri jambo nimukuritinya.
I am so fearing this word.
Ninde muri twebwe uri mu kuvuga ubutumwa nyabyo mu gihe gikwiye?
Whose person is preaching the message in a rightful time?
The convenient time.
The convenient or the right
How
time.
do we preach the gospel during those times?
Ni gute tubwiriza ubutumwa mu gihe gikwiye?
Mutekereze rero igihe kidakwiriye,
Imagine the convenient time,
igihe cyo kurenganywa,
the time of persecution,
igihe cyo gutotezwa,
the time of
igihe cyo
blasphemy,
kuzira ubutumwa.
the time to be
Turi mu
persecuted,
minsi ya nyuma,
to be killed because of the
niho
gospel.
bigana.
To the latter days,
Nabwo ni ubutumwa bwiza.
we are heading there. It is the message of Jesus.
Ngo muzarenganywa ku bwa Kristo.
Telling people that will be persecuted because of Christ.
Ayo niyo magambo ane
Those are the 4 keywords
agize inzandiko zombi za Timotheo.
that made up the 2 epistles of Timothy.
Mwumvise yuko muri ayo magambo
Then I want among of those words
harimo n'imyitwarire.
that also behavior.
Bivuga ngo kuvuga imyitwarire
Speaking about
ntabwo bisimbura agakiza.
behavior does not replace salvation.
Agakiza
Salvation,
kagizwe n'imyitwarire.
it is not made up by behavior.
Nyuma yo kwakira agakiza
After receiving
hari
salvation,
imyitwarire.
there's also behavior.
Abantu bakijijwe
People are saved.
hari imyitwarire
There's a certain behavior
y'abari muri Kristo.
you should have, those who are in Christ Jesus.
Hari imyambarire
There is the wearing
y'abari muri Kristo Yesu.
of the people who are in Christ
Hari
Jesus.
imikorere
There is the work
y'abari muri Kristo Yesu.
of the people in Jesus Christ.
Hari imibereho
There's a livelihood
y'abantu bakiriye agakiza.
of the people who have received the salvation.
Jambo uyu munsi
What I speak today,
bamenye itandukaniro
it was better for you to know the difference
uyu munsi wakijijwe
of the day you have saved
n'intambwe ugomba gukora nyuma yo gukizwa.
and also the steps you should step now after being saved.
Itorero nk'umuryango.
A church as a family.
Iyo nyigisho yumva cyane wafashe itorero nk'umuryango. uyumva cyane when you take the church as a family.
Uzumva cyane iyo ufashe itorero nk'umuryango rero.
Ati none se umuryango utangiriye he uje gute?
Then you may say, where does the family start? How it comes?
Bibiliya,
the Bible,
ni igitabo cy'umuryango.
It is the book of the family.
Kambaho ingero nkeya.
Let me give some few examples.
Ubanza nazambutse cyane.
I have hurried a lot.
Igitabo cy'umuryango.
A Bible, it is a book of our family.
Imana imaze kurema Adamu.
After God created Adam,
ikintu cya mbere Imana yakoreye Adamu,
the first thing God did to Adam,
yamuhaye umuryango.
He gave him a family.
Imuheza umugore,
He gave him a partner.
imuha urubyaro.
Then He gave him even birth.
Uwo ni Adamu.
It was Adam.
N'igihe Kayini yishe Abeli,
Even when Cain killed the brother
igikorwa
Abel,
Imana yongeye gukora mu rugo rwabo,
the second action He
ni
did
ukumushumbusha abana.
is just to give him children.
Niyo baseti bavutse.
Those are said where they came, they are
Uwo ni
related.
umuryango wa Adamu.
It was the family of Adam.
Umuryango wa Nowa.
Now the family of Noah,
Imana yashobora kurimbura abantu bose,
God has now
cyangwa igasiga umuntu umwe gusa.
God has killed all the people and can even leave one person.
Ariko Imana ihitamo gusiga umuryango.
But God wanted to leave a family.
Bibiliya iravuga ngo Nowa yari umukiranutsi.
The Bible says Noah was a righteous person.
Ntakimbwira ko n'umuryango we wakiranukaga.
I think even his family was righteous.
Ariko kubera ko Imana ikunda umuryango,
But because God wants a family,
imurekera umuryango.
He left him with a family.
Habe n'inyamaswa zose yasigaje.
Even the animals he remained with,
Yazihaye uburyo bwo kugira imiryango.
He gave him the way now to produce, to be productive.
Umugabo witwa Aburahamu,
A person who is called Abraham,
Imana imuha umuryango.
God gave him a family.
Iramubwira ngo uzaba ubwoko bwanjye.
He said, "You will be my people."
Icyo gihe
From that
muri
time,
Aburahamu,
in Abraham,
Imana yiremera umuryango.
God accepted a family.
Uze kureba mu rubyaro rwa Aburahamu,
Go and find out from the family of Adam.
havamo Isaka,
It's where we found
niho
Isaac.
havamo ba Yakobo,
It's where we found
niho
Jacob.
havamo imiryango 12.
It's where we found the 12 tribe of
Imana
Israel.
y'umuryango.
God of a family.
Bwira mugenzi wawe ngo Imana n'umuryango.
Tell your person that God is a family.
Saho gusa.
It's not only that.
Nari gukomeza mu isezerano rya kera.
I could even continue with the old covenant.
Bwa Isiraheli.
Speaking about Israel
Umuryango w'Imana.
as the family of God.
Ndetse n'igitabo cya nyuma gisoza isezerano rya kera.
Even the last book of the old
Mu
covenant,
gitabo cya Malaki.
in the book of Malachi,
Imirongo yacu ya nyuma.
the last scriptures,
Iravuga ngo nzohereza umuhanuzi wanjye Eliya.
it says, "I will send my prophet Elijah."
Inshingano ngo azaba afite.
And that responsibility will be
Ngo niyo
having.
guhuza abana n'ababyeyi.
It's just to reconcile the children and the parents.
Umuryango.
It's just to make a family.
Ni isezerano rishya.
The new covenant,
Naho ni umuryango.
it is a family
Ugizwe na data.
which is made up by your father,
Ugizwe n'umwana.
by a son,
Ugizwe na mwuka
but
wera.
also by the Holy Spirit,
Ugizwe n'abizera.
by the believer.
Iyo umuntu akijijwe,
If you are saved,
narabiberetse hano,
I have shown you last
ahita
time,
ajya mu muryango w'Imana.
you are counted in a family of
Uwo
God.
munsi,
At that time,
ntiyongera kubarwa mu bisekuruza byabo.
you are not counted in your
Aba yaje
ancestors.
mu bwami bw'Imana.
You have come into the kingdom of God. Glory to God.
Umuryango w'Imana.
A family of God.
Iyo umuntu akijijwe,
If you are saved,
ahita aza mu muryango w'Imana.
you became one of the family of God.
Ndababwira ikintu gitangaje ku muryango.
Let me tell you,
Ndababwira umuryango usanzwe,
I will tell you the normal family.
babwire n'umuryango
I
w'Imana.
will tell you the godly family
Witwa itorero ry'Imana.
as the church of God.
Hari ibintu bitatu bikomeye biba mu muryango.
There are three things, the major things that are in the
Mu
family.
miryango yacu bibamo.
In our normal family.
Yaramavuga ko ari umugunga.
He said, I'm from the family of
I'm
Agunga.
actually from that tribe as well.
Ananje rero mva muri uwo muryango.
Ntakiza nk'icyo.
There is no any other thing which is
Kugira
good like
ahantu
that.
wisanga.
To be now found in some
Ushobora
family.
kuba ari umwihariko w'abantu b'iwacu.
It's something special
Ni
to our
cyiza
people.
cyane.
It's good.
Ko mu muryango,
A family,
ikintu cya mbere kiba mu muryango,
the first thing which is in a family,
habamo communion
hari ubusabane,
na fellowship.
hakaba
Ubumwe
ubumwe
n'ubusabane.
n'ubusabane. Yes.
Umuryango wose
In a family,
ubamo ibyo bintu.
there's a communion and also fellowship.
Ikintu kirimo kibabaza ni
Something which is so sad.
uko birya twakundiraga imiryango.
What we used to love in a
Ubu
family,
ngubu ntibikigezweho.
but now it's not
Abantu
the role model.
bakunda kubana na bene wabo.
people want to live with their relatives. And when they move, when they join you, you run away. The devil has come. He came through the servant of God. They brought a division in a family. In the plan of God, every family has the communion and the fellowship. Those are natural. If you don't have the fellowship or the communion, if you don't talk with your parents, if you don't talk with your cousins, don't say it's the Holy Spirit. It's the enemy who has done it. If God has planted a seed, then the enemy will come and uproot. Remember about the weeds, and also some planter came and planted the wheat. During the night while they were sleeping, then another person came and planted a wheat. Then a family. They story the news that can separate you from a family.
Of information that disconnect us from our families are not coming from God.
Inkuru zose zitandukanye n'umuryango ntabwo ari inkuru ziva ku Mana.
So if somebody tells you that you should leave your family, you shall go away, you shall not approach them, the person is not coming from heaven. It's not coming from God, because God loves communion, loves unity between brethren.
Ukubwiye wese ngo uzave ku muryango uzamenye ko atava ku Mana. Imana ni y'ubusabane, ni Imana y'ubumwe.
Zaburi 133.
Psalm 133. It is good, it's pleasant that a brother to live with communion. It's like expensive oil poured up on the head of Aaron, running down from his baba up to his garment. It's like the dew to the mount of Hermon. It's pleasant. The family of God, the communion and fellowship is what is there. The second, which is in a family, it's just raising up, or you're keeping or raising up. Education, yes. It's like education, you can say. It's an education. There is no any family without education. There's some family who have bad education, but every family has an education. Let me remind you about the story of the family. There are people who they educate and say 6 in the morning, you need 6 in the evening, you need to come. Whatever you can do during the day, it's yours. Around 6, you have to come at home. If you have not come, they can even slap you. The problem you have, we are no longer slapping people, your children. We don't punish our children. Do not avoid to punish your child. That some people may reach today because of how your parents have been keeping about you. That's what we are doing today. Because our parents have been slapping us or giving a punishment. There's some kind of homework we did because of the punishment of the fathers. Now, as a child,
freedom over freedom over freedom.
The games are too. Those who are in America, it's very amazing. You don't need to keep your child badly. You don't need even to be harsh to him. You don't need to lift your hand. He can even call the police. Reason why you find them not smoking the jingle, because they don't punish them. A family has the education. The third thing which is in a family, expansion. The covenant of God with Adam. Then he gave it to Abraham, also to Noah. It's the covenant say that you need to produce, to be productive in a family. Those 3 things, communion and fellowship,
uburere,
education,
no kwaguka kororoka,
and also expansion of being productive.
biba no mu nzu y'Imana.
It is also in a family of God.
Biba no mu nzu y'Imana.
It is also in a family of
Iyo
God.
tuvuze inzu y'Imana,
When we say about the house of God,
hagomba kuba ubumwe.
there have to be the fellowship.
Amakuru Yesu yasigiye abigishwa,
The story of what Jesus Christ left the disciples. He said, be one.
mwe kwirema ibice.
Do not make a divisive. What Paul said.
Bamwe muravuga ngo Paulo,
Some of them say
abandi ngo turaba Apollo,
we belong to Paul, to Apollo.
abandi ngo turaba Kefa,
Others we belong to Kefa.
amacakubiri.
They have division.
Abahe muri mwe.
Where does the division come from?
Asubira kubivuga.
Then also Jacob spoke about it. Where does the division come from among you? In a family of God, there is a communion and fellowship. If you are not one in a family of God, the message we are preaching is not complete. Even though we are saved. Because Jesus will tell the people are saved, I pray for you to be one. That is what will show that you are the sons of God. It's not only you have received Jesus as the Savior and Lord of your life. It's only your one. Communion and fellowship. Being united brings love. It brings power and love. Clap for the Lord. In the house of the Lord, there is an education. These are the things that I will wind up with. In the house of God, there are also expansion. It's where we should expand. Expansion. In a responsibility God gave to disciples. Matthew 28, verse 18. He said, I have given authority and power in heaven and on earth. Go, change people to be my disciple. By baptizing them, by teaching them. I'm together with you up to the end of the earth. I can say being it's part of our legacy. Procreation is a part of our legacy. Procreation, expansion is the one that should be made us. Reason why you left the place where you were squeezed, then you came to the place where it is wide. You came to the big church and you want to expand the church. That is how you should be. It is the agreement, the covenant God made.
It is a promise.
Extension.
You have to extend your boundaries. You have your tents. Because God has said so. It is a promise for us.
Even in a family, it has to be the same. Matthew chapter 1. A certain person gave birth to a certain and gave birth to a certain. That is how it should be in the kingdom of God. Let me speak two things. Then I will continue in the evening. Then I will come back about the behavior in the house of the Lord. Then Paul wrote to Timothy, if I delayed to come to you, I want to tell you things that happen in the church. I will tell you the behaviors that are in the church. The Bible, where I have read the word of God, it has said in the house of the Lord. I love the message in the book of Luke chapter 2. When Jesus Christ went with his parents, when they reached in the middle of the journey, they didn't find him. They came to look for him. They didn't find him. The second day they missed him. The following day they found him in the house of the Lord. They found him seated. In a few words he said, don't you know I should be in my father's house? Somewhere else Jesus used to go there. Somewhere
He
else.
can reach there.
Ashaka kuhagera.
But in the house,
Ariko mu nzu y'Imana
dwells.
yarahatuye.
Mu nzu y'Imana,
In the house of the Lord.
aratuye.
He came to dwell in the house of the Lord. Here,
Ni mu nzu y'Imana.
it's in the house of the Lord.
Muzajya mugera mu nzu y'Imana.
When you come to the house of the
Mujye
Lord,
mumenya ibyo muhakorera.
you have to know what you should do in the house of the Lord.
Hanze,
Where else
habera rimwe.
you can be
Ariko
there.
hano,
But here,
ni mu nzu y'Imana.
it is in the house of the Lord.
Aha niho abantu bashaka kubona ubwiza bw'Imana baza.
It's where you receive the glory of God.
Aha niho haba igishura cy'Imana.
It's where there is the place of God.
Nibuka umwami Uziya,
Remember the king of
yamaze
Uzziah.
gutanga.
After he did death,
Yesaya yagiye mu nzu y'Imana.
Isaiah went to the house of the Lord.
Agezeyo,
When he reached there,
babona ubwiza bw'Imana.
he found the glory of
Hano
God.
ni mu bwiza bw'Imana.
Here it is the place of the glory of
Niho
God.
Yesu atuye.
It's where God dwells.
Tekereza ahantu Yesu atuye.
Think about where God is
Uramutse
dwelling.
waje muri aya materaniro,
If you have come to this congregation
uzi ko Yesu yarimo.
and you know that God is dwelling,
Kuri Facebook Yesu arimo hano.
can you go to Facebook while God is here?
Muzi ikintu kintangaza mu iglesia y'abakatolike,
Something amazing to the churches of Catholics.
nta muntu ujya ushikamo telefone atashyize muri silent mode.
Nobody came to church without silencing his
Mubaze
phone.
abantu banyuzeyo.
You can ask the from Catholic
Bubaha mu
believers.
nzu y'Imana.
They obey the house of the
Iyo
Lord.
umuntu ageze mu nzu y'Imana,
Once you come to the house of the Lord,
telefone ayinyora urwara.
you need to switch off your phone.
Gutuze.
Then you say, be silenced.
Kuvuga namvuyemo.
I will speak with you while I
Ariko twebwe
quick
kubera
it.
kutagira uburere,
Because of lack of
tugera mu nzu
education,
y'Imana,
when we reach the church,
tukajya kuri WhatsApp,
you go to WhatsApp,
tukajya kuri chat,
you go to the chat,
tukajya kuri message,
you go to some messages,
tukibagirwa yuko hano Imana ihari.
you forget that God is here.
Mu nzu y'Imana.
This is the house of the Lord.
Icya kabiri,
The second,
waza mu nzu y'Imana,
can you come to the house of the Lord
ukavuze ngo Yesu arimo hano,
knowing that God is dwelling here?
ukiterera kurya ujya witerera,
Then you jump the way you jump.
ukazibya abantu bagukuriye.
Then you tell your people are grown up to be silenced, to be quiet.
Ubaye ugezemo hano mu rusengero,
If maybe you come here to the church,
ugasanga Yesu ahagaze hano,
then you find God is standing on the
kiriya
altar.
gisirimbo ujya ukora,
Then the gisima jump
nicyo wakora.
is the way is the one you can,
washyiramo ka discipline.
or you can have a discipline.
Ubundi disciple
Intumwa
niho harimo discipline.
niyo it's where there is a discipline.
Umwigishwa
A disciple,
arangwa na discipline.
he is not shown by the
Igihe cyose
discipline.
utaramenya discipline,
Whenever you be never having the discipline,
umwigishwa.
you are not a disciple.
Yesu aravuga ngo,
Then God, Jesus said,
nimukunda ibyo mbabwira,
after doing my instruction,
inshuti zanjye nyakuri.
you will be my true friends.
Ashaka kuvuga ngo,
Which means
abantu bakijwe nyabyo
the believer, the truly believer,
basuzugura ubuyobozi.
they don't disobey the leader.
Bazi agaciro k'umuyobozi.
They know the value of a believer.
Ntabwo avuga ngo umuvuguruze.
He doesn't speak, and he also
ijambo ngo umuvuguruze.
you can never
Kuko mwubaha ubuyobozi.
avoid him to speak.
Aha ni mu nzu y'Imana.
This is the house of the Lord.
Urugo rwose nyarwo.
Every family,
Umuntu amenya igihe avugira.
you have to know when to speak.
Kera tukiri batoya badutoza,
While we were young,
batujyanaga mu rubunga.
they used to take us to the house of the Lord.
Bakavuga ikintu uzi.
Then they speak something you know.
Wagira ngo uvuge.
Once you try to speak,
Ababyeyi bakavuga ngo,
your parents they silence you.
"Ceceka,
They say quiet, be quiet.
tuza,
Be quiet.
wumve."
Shut up and listen.
Yesu uriya munsi yari mu rusengero,
Jesus, while he was in the church,
ntiyigeze avuga.
he didn't say anything.
Biravuga ngo,
The Bible says
yaricaye,
he was sitting,
ariga.
then he learned.
Uriya munsi
That time,
wari umunsi wo
it
kwicara.
was the time to sit.
Kwicara
To
ni
sit
ikintu kiranga discipline.
is what shown the discipline.
Abantu benshi
Most of the people
barakijijwe,
who are
ariko
saved,
ntibazi kwicara mu nzu y'Imana.
they don't know how to sit in the house of
Iyo
the Lord.
bayigezemo,
When you reach the
hejuru
church,
y'abandi.
they stand on
Hari igihe
others.
cyo kwicara,
There's a time to sit,
hari igihe cyo kwiga,
a time to
hari
learn,
igihe cyo kumva,
a time to
hari
listen,
igihe cyo kubaza ibibazo,
a time to ask,
hari igihe cyo kuvuga.
a time to speak.
Iyo ari igihe cyo kwiga,
If it is the time to learn,
Yesu agezemo bwa mbere,
Jesus reached there the
yabaye
first.
umuntu wicara ariga.
He was sitting, then he learned.
Amaze kumenya,
After knowing, having knowledge,
asubiyemo,
after he went back,
uwo munsi afata Bibiliya,
it's when he took the Bible
aravuga ngo umwuka w'Uwiteka ari kuri njye,
and he said, the Holy Spirit is upon me
kubera yuko yasize,
because he has anointed me
ngo ngende mvuge,
so that I may go and speak.
ndangurure.
Let me go and preach the message.
Yabanje kwiga.
But he learned first.
Utigishwa
Without being learned,
wo kwigisha.
you can't teach. Without being taught, you can't teach. The people we call professors, the people we call doctors, first of the thing that has shown their life is to accept to learn. You can't be a professor without being a good student. We want to preach the message before learning. You disobey your leader. How will you know? If you don't listen, will you know? If you don't listen and hear, how will they believe if they have never been taught or preached? If you have come to the church, you need to behave well and listen. In the house of the Lord, the behaviors of the house of the Lord is to accept to learn, accept you to have the discipline, is to know your leader, to know your time to be led, and you can be led, and the time to lead, then you lead with others. Those are the words Paul wanted to show to Timothy. If I delay it, know what is done in the church. You remember it's an epistle.
And behind each letter there is a story.
The reason why he wrote this epistle, he knew the story, the information about the Corinthians, where they would prophesy at once, they speak in tongues at once. Then once a person comes, he finds a disorder. He said there's a disorder, nobody can be saved. We are preaching about Christ so that people may receive Christ. They look at our behaviors. You will know them from the fruits they bear, from the word they speak. How do they behave? Behaviors, it's not that define our salvation, but our salvation can bear the behaviors. Behaviors and also dressing is not what made you to be a believer. Before we become Christian, there's a way how we should be dressed up and we should behave. Clap for our Lord. This is the great word of God. I used to tell people, haven't you got to the congregation of the intercessors, then you found the people prophesying at once without having any. You stand with the scripture, you stand with tongues, you start to discern. They speak at once at the same time. Nobody else can hear to another. Then Paul said, where does that spirit come from? The spirit that tells people to lead the service, then it tells another to take the microphone from him. The same spirit tells another to pray. Then the one that tells the one to sing, you see, you pray. Once I say to pray, people start singing. Which kind of spirit is that? A spirit has an order. In a family of God, there is a discipline. There is an education. One of an education is to listen, is that to obey, also to learn. Those are three things which we don't have nowadays. Reason why we don't know. We don't have knowledge. We don't grow up. It was better for us to be raised up, to humble. We learn from our elders and know what they have known. And because they have taught us, and we have to know more than them because we have learned. That is the church. This is the behavior. Education in the house of the Lord. Education in the house of the Lord. You have to listen to this. Once you come to the house of the Lord, you have to know that God is here. I have to learn. I have to listen. I have to be humble. There is a communion. Those three things I have mentioned in our family. There is a communion and also the fellowship. Brethren, what will show that you have received the salvation? What will show that you have received the salvation? It's how we are living with others. Most of the people say that we are saved, that we knew the message of the cross, that the people are divisive people. They judge others. The Bible does not allow you to judge. If you start saying this is a pagan, the Bible said the judgment belongs to God. I can even rectify. It's not you to judge. You receive your brothers. On another hand, accept it to be taught. There's what you have known. Tell others gently. The third one, accept to be expanded. You can't reach an expansion without learning. In the house of God, we have to expand. The last one, I have said in a family, there's an education. But every children of our family, they have the work responsibility in a family. There's no any family that I know which does not use their child to do something. One of the issues we have in Iran or somewhere else places, our children, we don't use them to work hardly. You found a family with a few children, they have the housemaid. I will explain. You think that it's that to do good for children. You are not doing good to your child. We bring the housemaid. Then your child reaches to 14 years. Without even knowing how to wash the inside clothes. And also there's a person else who washes the clothes. Without knowing how to cook, the housemaid to cook. They are led to school, they are brought back from school. When you come back from school, you sleep. Then the housemaid, who are not grown up, who are not, we use them to do the hard work. They can wake up early. They can sleep late. Do you know what you are doing? We are teaching the housemaid to work. Then we are educating our children to be lazy. In the coming days, those housemaids, they will use our children to do the work. They have learned to work. They know to wake up early. They know to sleep late. They know to do in every season. He said, I know to live in a good life, also in a bad season. When they reach to the bad life, they adapt themselves. They can work. That's the major problem we have. In the house of God, many people who are in the house of the Lord, they come and sit and go back. They don't do anything else. Even if you can talk to him, they tell you, that I've been hurt, I will never go back to. I will never go back to any department. I'll be coming to the fellowship and go back. The word of God says, we have been made by the good one in Christ Jesus. In a family of God, there is no furnace. In the house of God, we don't be furnace in the house of God. In the house of God, you have your number to play. Reason what the Bible says. He has to be the the evangelist,
abigisha,
he gave some other to be the preacher,
abahanuzi,
the prophet,
indumwa,
the disciples,
abamwe,
he gave some.
abashumba,
He gave some to be servant.
buri muntu wese,
Everyone.
ariko turi umubiri wa Kristo.
We are one body of Jesus
Niba uri
Christ.
ku mubiri,
If you are on the body
ariko udakora,
and you don't serve,
uvunishije izindi ngingo.
which means you are you can make your some other part to be now. How to work? I have two eyes.
Ijisho rimwe ridakora,
Once my one eye does not work,
iravunika cyane.
then this one can struggle a lot.
Rireba ruriya ruhande,
It can look at this side,
igahinduka rekareba n'uru
then it
birarigora.
can also struggle to look at this
Muri
side.
iyi ngingo mu nzu
We are
y'Imana,
different parts in the
mu nzu
church.
y'Imana,
In the house of the Lord,
waje gukora.
we have come to work.
Intego yo kutuzana hamwe,
The reason why we came together,
harimo ibintu bitanu.
there are 5 things.
5 purposes.
There are 5 purposes in the house of God for us to come here.
The first purpose,
Intego ya mbere,
worship.
kuramya.
We are there to worship.
Twaje tuzane kwa ngo turamye.
Our worship matters to God.
Kuramya kwacu nuko ingenzi ku Mana.
That's why we are in the church.
Niyo mpamvu turi mu nzu
We shall
y'Imana.
be part of the worship.
Tugomba kuba bamwe mu
Whenever
baramya.
I say worship,
Kuramya
I don't mean singers.
ntabwo mvuga abaririmbyi.
There is a confusion
Hari
between
gucanganyikirwa
worship and singing.
kuramya
So we
n'abaririmbyi.
are all worshipers.
Twese turabaramye.
We worship
Turaramya
through our songs.
mu ndirimbo.
We worship
Turaramya
through our offering.
mu maturo.
We worship
Turaramya
through our work within the church.
kuba umwe mu itorero.
We worship
Turaramya
not only on Sunday,
bitari ku
we
cyumweru
worship
gusa.
on Monday,
Turamya mu kwa
worship
mbere,
on Tuesday,
kwa kabiri tukaramya,
worship everywhere.
ahantu
Worship
hose.
in the church,
Turaramya mu ikanisa,
worship outside the church,
turaramya hanze y'ikanisa,
worship in the church,
turaramya mu itorero
at the job market.
ndetse n'aho dukorera.
Worship.
Turaramya.
So we are here to worship.
Turakwa ngo turamye.
I'm here to worship.
Ndi hano kwa ngo ndamye.
We are created
Twaremwe
to worship
kwa ngo
God.
turamye Imana.
This is part of our mission.
Iki ni kimwe mu
Because we
ntego.
belong to the family.
Kuko turabo mu
You
muryango.
cannot be a son or a daughter in the family
Tushobora kuba umwana n'umukobwa, umuhungu n'umukobwa,
without assuming any duty.
udakora akazi na kamwe muri wa muryango.
Second thing,
Icya kabiri,
we are there for fellowship.
turakwa ngo dusabane
So with brothers,
hamwe
there
n'abavandimwe.
are things we have to do with brothers.
Hari ibyo tugomba gukora n'abavandimwe.
It's very sad
Birababaje
to see how church members are behaving now.
kubona uburyo abakristo abashika b'itorero
They
bitwara.
no longer want to fellowship with others.
Ntibagisabana n'abandi.
They want to live in single life.
Bagashaka kuba mu buzima bwabo bonyine.
Bashaka kuvugana n'undi.
You don't want to talk with your brother. Most of you,
Bavugana nabo badasengana.
they talk to some
Abo
other
baturanyi
people.
bose babagize abantu babi.
They have made those who are
Aba
friends
bafungiye
and
bagize
relatives to
abantu
be
babi.
bad. They made them to be bad
Ubwo
people.
si ubutumwa bwo mu nzu y'Imana.
It's not the message of the house
Ayo
of
si
God.
amakuru yo mu nzu
It's
y'Imana.
not the information of the
Kubera yuko
news.
ubusabane
The fellowship
ni kimwe kigomba kuba mu nzu
is
y'Imana.
one of the things that have to be in the church.
Icya gatatu,
The third one,
mu nzu y'Imana,
in the house of God,
we learn, turiga,
we have to learn.
discipleship.
Kwiga ku intumwa, umurimo
Niyo
w'intumwa.
mpamvu,
Niyo reason why,
ubu bababwira ngo hari umuntu wayuhanurira abantu bose,
once you tell them that the person who is prophesying to
benshi
everyone,
mwojayo.
most of the people can go there.
Bababwira ngo hari umuntu wawuzura abapfuye,
That there's a people who is raising the dead
benshi
people.
mwojayo.
Most of you can go there.
ariko se mbabazi iki kibazo.
Let me ask you this question.
Dukeneye ko abapfuye bazuka.
Do we want the dead people to rise again, to
Mbabazi
rise
iki
up?
kibazo.
Let me ask you.
Dukeneye
Do we want
ko abapfuye
dead people
bazuka.
to be risen?
Abapfuye bozuka.
Those who are
Izo
there,
manza mwozikira.
if they can raise up, can you,
Ikibanza urimo wokongera kukiba mu mahoro.
the place where you are, you can live where in peace?
Aparte muraramo wakongera kwiraramo.
The apartment where you live, can you live there?
Abantu bose bayibanjemo baje.
People who died and they were in the
Icyo
apartment where you
wita
live.
umunani wawe.
What do you say your belonging?
Nicyo wita imodoka yawe.
What you call your car?
Nicyo bita abagabo bawe.
It's what they call their husband.
Abapfuye boza.
Once those who are
Izo manza
dead,
ko mwumva ko twozikiye.
when they came back, can
Uburyo
we?
Imana yaremye ibintu.
God made things.
Abantu bagomba gusimburana.
People continue to replace one
Twese
to another.
yaturemeye rimwe.
He made us at once
Muri Kristo Yesu twaremewe
in
rimwe.
Christ Jesus.
Ariko yadushyizeho mu byiciro.
But He gave us different
Mureke abagenda bagenda.
dispensation.
Abasigaye.
Those who are remaining,
Twese ko turagenda.
we are going.
Icyadusigarije.
What remains
Ni
us
imirimo myiza muri Kristo
is the
Yesu.
good work in Christ Jesus.
Ikintu gikomeye rero.
Something
Mureke
good
twige.
we have to learn.
Niba babwiriye amahanuzi.
Once they say about the prophecy,
Niba babwira kuzura abapfuye.
when they say about
n'ibitangaza,
raising the dead and doing the miracle,
icyo si cyo cyagombye gukurura abakirisitu.
it's not the thing now to bring the Christians to come to the church.
Kimwe mu kintu nkunda abantu bahaye biga ubutumwa bwiza mu byiza birimo.
One of the good things that I have now wanted the people are learning the message of God.
Tupfa kumuhanurira ngo abyemere.
You don't prophesy to him anyhow and accept. That is biblical. The Bible says you need to try every prophecy. And also there's some prophecy that we don't need at all. Then you say that you are going to buy a car. You start driving without having the car. Then you say hold your chair. Driving it as a car. We are still then you are taking your chair, you are driving. It's not the message of God. A car, you can suffer for it. A house, you can suffer for it. I will bless the work of your hand. Those who want to learn, you are trying to pass through the shortcut. A person asks you to bring the money so that I can bless it. Give an offering to be blessed. I am a servant. I'm a pastor. What I'm telling you, I know it. That give tithe, you will receive the blessings. We don't give tithe to receive the blessing. We give tithe because we have been blessed. We give tithe from the blessings we received. Already the blessings we have. Not giving is ignorance. Knowing the hand that survives you, you can give. Nobody can deceive you that you should give so that you may receive. Give because you have received. And also breathing is a blessing. Even sitting is a blessing. Even walking is a blessing. Even stretching your hand is a blessing. After knowing this, nothing else they can explain to you. Put your hands together for the Lord. The last purpose after learning. After learning, it's a ministry.
Service.
Doing the service, the ministry.
We are there to serve.
Turakwango dukore. The great thing Jesus did on earth. He told the people, I didn't come to be served, but I have come to serve. When Jesus was doing the miracle, it was not to show his greatness.
Part of his ministry and service.
If he would have found the hungry people, he would feed him. If he would have found the sick people, he would heal him. That is the ministry in the house of God. Most of you have the ministry that you don't know. We have used in a wrong way this one. That I am no longer in a church, I am in a ministry. We have a bad experience. If a singer said, I'm leaving the choir, I'm going to ministry, then you can be reserved to the things of the church. Then you are going to the ministry. Then you continue to be in a ministry. They give their tithe in a ministry. As if the ministry has become another person beside Jesus. A step, the competitor. A ministry is not a competitor. The ministries we have, it does not require the registration. It does not require the license. It does not require for you to live others. In the house of God, there are some different ministries. Bring your gift so that I may bring mine. So that together we may serve God. This is what is done in the house of God. The fifth one, evangelism. Do you know? You are there to wait the servant to go and preach. The evangelist.
Then
is the servant who produces,
or
the one that produces a sheep. A shepherd. Don't wait that the shepherd or the servant to go and bring the sheep. The mega churches, they are the believers who tell others to come. Remember the word of Philip and Nathanael. He said, come and see. Then he came. When he reached there, he said, in Nazareth something good come from there. Then Jesus Christ said, now to him. He called it by his name. When he called it by his name, then he said it was amazing that he knew him. When he was amazing, then before Philip called you, I knew you under the tree. When he tried to speak, he said, you will see great things than this. From that time, Nathanael, he was one of the people of God. Because Philip said, come. There are so many Philippians here who can tell others to come.
By the way, we should not have Kinyarwanda or Kinyamurenge church speaking in this country only. That's a failure.
You are
not sent to this nation to evangelize yourself, to talk to your people. I said this to churches in US, whereby you have people from one tribe, from one corner of and they establish a church whereby no one else can access. Our worship excludes others. Our songs don't tolerate others. It's like we are on our Iceland. I'm like telling you that you came into this nation to evangelize. In different languages. Attract those people, talk with them, bring them in the church.
Mugomba kugenda mukahura n'abavandimwe atwekinoge mukababwiriza mukabazana hano mu ndimi bumva.
You are the people to reach out to Maasai people.
Muri abantu bagomba kugenda kugera kwa Maasai.
You are the people to reach out to Somali people in Kenya.
Mugomba kugenda mukagera kwa Somali.
You are the people to be sent to any other place where they don't have this good news.
Mugomba kugenda mukahageza ubutumwa bwiza.
Please.
Rero bene data bavandimwe.
That's the purpose of the church.
Iyo niyo ntego y'itorero.
Worship,
kuramya,
fellowship,
gusabana,
discipleship,
umurimo w'ubutumwa,
ministry,
ministry no gukora, no gukubwiriza ubutumwa.
Nintinda.
Once I delay,
muzamenye ibikorerwa mu itorero.
Or I tally long and know what is done in a church. In a church, there is an education. In a church, there is a program. There's a know that there is a to learn also. In a church, it is in a family of God. May God bless you so much.
I just want to pray.
I want us to pray. You can be on your feet so that you may pray.
Roho yangu aikuimbie
jinsi wewe ulivyo mkuu. Roho yangu aikuimbie jinsi wewe roho yangu na ikuimbie jinsi wewe ulivyo roho yangu na
yangu yaikuimbie jinsi wewe ulivyo mkuu, roho yangu na ikuimbie jinsi wewe ulivyo mkuu. Mbele nimalize ibada,
before I wind up the service,
napata hii muda kidogo ili nizungumze na wewe.
Let me take this opportunity to speak to you.
Inawezekana haujampokea Yesu kama mfalme wa maisha yako.
Maybe you have not yet received Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior of your life.
Haujamkiri kama Bwana.
You have not confessed as your Lord.
Huyu ni muda wako.
This is your chance. This is your opportunity.
Nyosha mkono hapo ulipo.
You can stretch up your hand.
Na nitakuombea.
I will pray for you.
Yule ambaye amenyesha mkono anaweza pita hapa mbele, hakuna haya. Kuja.
The one who has stretched his hand can come over, come before, come in front.
Kuja.
Come.
Hakuna haya.
There's no shame. There's no shame.
Kama unapenda kumpokea Yesu kama mponyaji wako.
If you want to receive Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior,
na kuomba haya, kuja hapa mbele.
I want you to come in front.
Hii ni wakati ambao hautapata siku nyingine.
This is the opportunity you have today. You will never get it again.
Waona watu wakipandisha mikono.
I have seen people lifting up their hands.
Inawezekana mlisikia aibu wala haya.
Maybe you feel you are ashamed.
I want to give you this opportunity to come and receive Jesus.
Chakanguza hano ngo hamahirwe yo kuvuga ngo Yesu mwami Yesu.
You will not regret this opportunity.
Don't miss this opportunity. Uyu mwanya ntugucike wo kwakira Yesu.
If you don't want to come,
nima mudashaka kuza,
let me pray for those
reka nsengere barya
who have backslided, wale ambao wamerudi nyuma.
Let me now pray for those who have backslided.
Wanaona maisha yao si halali.
They are seeing their life in a wrong way.
You want to align yourself with God.
Say God.
You can just raise your hand.
Zamura ukuboko nimbura hanga ushaka kwakira Yesu.
Ya nyosha mkono tuombe.
Muzamura amaboko yanyu dusenge.
Niba warasubiye inyuma.
If you have backslided.
Utahagaze kuko agomba guhagarara. Niba udafite ubusabane.
If you feel you are no longer having the fellowship with God, don't be shy. Lift up your hands so that you may pray. Thank you. That your God may change your life, so that you may come back to your normal life. We thank you for your children, Lord. This time, Lord, they want to fellowship with you. I remember what you did in your house. I remember this is your house. David said in the book of Psalms, he said one day in your house is more than 1,000 days outside. Knowing the value of your house as what you do in your house is of our value. Is what has changed us. Is to know where we meet with you. Is to know that where else that we can meet. But when we come here, they have come to your dwelling. This is your glory. Not other people's life. Change our lives. I pray for everyone who has stretched his hand. Give him strength. Give him to know how to be educated. And also to know the value to be in the church of God. Many people have asked, Lord, that you do exceedingly to what we asked, Lord. Thank you for your God. We clap for your God. We clap for you, God.